Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to be discussing purple eyeshadows and full face looks. Now, as most of you guys know, working with purple eyeshadows and purple palettes can be really great, but there is an issue with getting that pigment like you really want it. So I do have a couple of purple palettes that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to go ahead and do a full face look using that purple. As you can see, I do already have my foundation on, so I will go over my prep routine just really quickly. So I did use my e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturizer. This is really good stuff. Again, it is really silky, really soft, and it just has a good clean smell to it. The primer that I'm using today is Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Primer. This is a small bottle, however, you really only need about a dime size to cover your face and then some, and this was $4.99 at Walmart. And I do think that it does a really good job of making you or giving you a matte finish. And of course, as always, my e.l.f. setting spray. My foundation, just in case you didn't tune into my other videos, I use the Neutrogena Hydra Boost. It is a really good foundation. It smells really good. It is really smooth, and it is medium to full coverage. You can build it if you need to build it. Just put a good layer on, let it dry, and then put more on until you get your desired coverage. My shade is Nude 40. And the concealer that I have applied to my face already in my T-zone as well as under my eyes and a little bit in my crease right here is e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. The shade of this is Fair. I believe that this runs about $3 at Walmart, and it's just in a normal size container for concealer. And I apply that and I blend that in with a medium beauty blender just around my eyes. I have not set my face yet with any powder, so I'm going to go ahead and get that started. And I know that hearing the same products over and over again is repetitive, but I do that in case someone didn't tune into my last video. They're not completely lost on those products. And you can see kind of a difference. This is shiny, this is not. The type of setting powder that I use is also e.l.f. and it is the HD powder. It is, they used to call this powder Luminescence, and they changed the name of it. But what it essentially is it is a skin tone powder, but it has just a slight shimmer to it. That's what the top of the lid looks like. So it gives your skin just a very light shimmer, and it gives you a little illumination all over your face instead of just strictly relying on your highlighter. So now that we're to this point, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. Now, I did go ahead and go pick up some of the Benefit Give Me Brow. I did receive the trial size in my Ipsy bag. And, you know, I had first stated that I really didn't know how well the product was going to work. And the reason that I said that was because I didn't feel like that it filled in the gaps in your eyebrows. However, I did find out some information about this product. By the way, this size is a full size at Benefit. It's $24. The trial size that I received in my Ipsy bag, you can also get at Benefit, and it is $12. So if you want to try it, you can go and get one of those, and they do have all shades in both sizes. I did go up a shade. I did go ahead and get the brown instead of the neutral brown, hoping that maybe that would fill in some of these gaps for me. But the information that I found out is this is actually a fiber powder, or excuse me, a fiber gel, like a pomade gel. So the more that you wear this and the more that you apply this, the thicker and the more fuller your brows are actually supposed to be. So I would say that if you actually get it and apply it daily, it very well may fill in those gaps relatively quickly. According to the box, most people saw a dramatic difference in their brows within, I think they said, a week of use. So, you know, if you do have those hard spots to fill in, hard spots to cover up, this may be a good product. And I mean, in reality, I understand that that is a very small container. It is 0.0 ounce. 0.1. Yeah, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. It is 0.1 ounce, not 1 ounce. It is 0.1 ounce. This is a very small container for $25, but in reality, you are not going to use a whole lot of it. I mean, you're really not. What I have on my eyebrows right now, I dipped into the container 4 different times. So with that being said, so, you know, you're not going to be using a whole lot. So I will say that that container will go a pretty good ways. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply my eye primer. Again, I'm using the Ulta Beauty tinted eye primer, and it is a champagne tint. It does have a shimmer to it. However, it is not overwhelming. I'm going to use a little bitty beauty blender to put that on my eyelid. There's a lot of people that doesn't use this on a regular basis. If you don't, or you don't care to, then that's perfectly fine. However, I will say I do feel like, especially in the summer months when it is hot outside, that this primer could really save your eyeshadow and really save your eyes. And I mean, you don't have to use an expensive kind. As a matter of fact, e.l.f. has some in a doe foot applicator, and it's like $2 at Walmart. You can get either translucent or shimmer. So if it's something you'd like to give a try, you can try it, and I've never had any problems with it. I usually use e.l.f. primer, but that was a gift to me, so I decided to start using it. So I've applied this. I am ready to start with my purples. So here's what I'm going to be working with today. So I found a palette at Walgreens, the drugstore. It is a NYX Mystic Pastels, and this is called Midnight Orchid. It's a Midnight Orchid palette. I'm sorry, I can't talk today for some reason. This was $12. They do have several different palettes like this in different colors. So here's all the colors that are in there. It's a combination of both matte and shimmer colors. Again, this was $12 at Walgreens. So what I'm going to do is I am going to apply. I'm going to start with this color right here. It's just a nice, almost light periwinkle color for my crease. We're gonna see how this goes on. So you do have to make sure there is product on your brush. There we go. But once you get it on there, there is color. And also, when you are using these deep colors like this, be mindful. You don't want a huge gap at the corner of your eye over here, but don't thread it all the way in, because if you do thread it all the way in, you're going to end up with a look that has half of your nose purple or blue or whatever color. So you just really need to come to right here. You don't actually need to go all the way over, or else it will start getting on your nose, and it's really hard to get that off. Not impossible, but it's just really hard to take it off. So now I am going to take another brush, and just an FYI, if you ever want brush information that I'm using, you are more than welcome to ask for it. Any of the brushes that have the glitter handles on them, those are MAC brushes. I don't know if those are still available or not. I've had those for quite some time. but I will give you the information if you would like it. The white handle brushes and the plain brushes are e.l.f. And of course you can find those at any Walmart or anything like that. So I am going to go in with a MAC brush, and I'm going to go ahead and use this color. Or actually, excuse me, I'm going to be using this color up here instead of the really, really bright color. And I am just going to put a little bit of it on the outside of my, like so, of my lid, to see how this is working. And you will have to, with intense colors like this, you will have to go back over and you will have to blend these in to your other colors, but it looks like that's not going to be that big of a problem. So I'm just going to dab this color. You can see exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just going to dab that color. Sorry, my eye started watering just a little bit and it got wet, so it kind of went everywhere there. But I'm just dabbing, I'm not brushing, and there's not really a lot of fallout at all. I mean, you usually can see a lot of fallout with these intense colors like this, but there's really not. So that's another good thing. So I'm going to take my blending brush, and I'm just lightly going to blend this crease out. Obviously, when you're going from two intense colors, you're going to have a slight line. There's no way that you can't have a slight line. But as long as it's not so bold that it looks funny, that's what we're trying to avoid. So now I am going to go in, and I think that I'm going to do this light lavender for the inside of my eye. The general rule of thumb with makeup is that the inside of your eye is supposed to be lighter than the outside of your eye, and the outside of your eye is not supposed to be darker than your crease. So what that is saying is that your darkest color always needs to be on the outside of your eye, right out here. And then your medium color needs to be your crease, which people also do call a transition color. And then your lightest color needs to be on the inside. That keeps your eyes open, it keeps your eyes fresh looking, and it doesn't bog your eyes down. And again, going from those two intense colors, you're going to have a slight line unless you are very, very comfortable working with foundation, or excuse me, concealer. Now, if you want to try to take some concealer and blend that in, you are more than welcome to do so. But as I've stated before, I am not comfortable with concealer in small, confined spaces yet. So I'm going to take some of this right here. It is a matte tan color. And I'm going to line my brow line with it. Just give us a little bit of a different color outside of our pink and purple that we're working with. And I'm not saying that you can't use pink and purple up through there. You absolutely can. But when we go to blend all this together, you don't want your brow line to be the boldest part. That needs to be more of the subtle part. So I'm going to take my blending brush and go in the shimmer tan color. And I'm going to fill in this gap, if you will, in between the purple and my brow. And you know, this right here, where you see this right here, is actually my bone line. I mean, literally, like, that's where my bone is. So I think that that's where, or why that is so bold right there. It always has been. Most people don't notice it like I do, but depending on what colors I wear, it is more prominent, especially with browns and things of that nature. See, you can see that crease that's going up right there. That's why. So we are going to dab this just a little bit with our white, and then we are going to go right here with our concealer sponge. We're going to see if we can settle this down just a little bit. And some of what you guys are actually seeing is a shadow, because when I look in the mirror, that is nowhere near as defined. So it's a very good possibility that you guys are actually seeing a slight shadow. So far, this palette is actually working out very, very good. Again, this is a NYX Mystic Pastels palette. This particular palette is a Midnight Orchid. You can pick that up at Walgreens for $12. So I'm going to go ahead and move into my eyeliner. Again, I'm using the e.l.f. No Budge eyeliner, just like I did in my last video. I'm going to try to not do my eyeliner as bold as I did last time, so that you can actually see some of the color. But that is personal preference. If you prefer, you know, big, bold, then that's fine. Do big and bold. I know that it looks like I actually already have eyeliner on. I don't. It's just exceptionally hard to get off, especially with wipes and stuff like that. So that's why it actually still looks like I have eyeliner on before I put that on. So I am going to try something new. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat brush, and I'm going to take some of the dark orchid color, and I am actually going to try to line underneath my eye here. Some people can wear this, some people cannot. I have never tried this with any color at all, but I know that this is extremely popular when you are talking about some of the more intense glam looks, is to actually line your eye with one of the colors that you have been working with. So I thought I would give it a quick try. It's not that hard. It doesn't look that out of place. I like it. I can handle that. Again, I just took some of this color right here on a flat brush and essentially just lined my eyes very carefully. I'm going to go ahead and put some mascara on. The mascara is the wonderful They're Real by Benefit. I did get me a new tube, so this is actually fresh, and you will probably be able to see this a little bit more defined than you could in my last video. That is a lot smoother than it was the last time I tried to put this on too. You can actually build this up. Like if you put a good coat on here and it dries and you're just not happy with the volume, you can always go back over. That's typically what I do. And even going over multiple times, it doesn't get clumpy unless you get excessive. So it is very defining. So I'm going to go right here and get my blush palette that I was using in my other video. Again, I got this at Walgreens on a 50% off sale, so I only paid $2.50 for it. And I'm going to go in with this color right here, just a little bit, dab my brush off. prefer to blend it in a little bit with my hand because my hairline right here catches a lot of product. So by blending it in with my hand, I can make sure that I'm actually getting it blended in versus a brush. And so now I'm going to go in with some of just the e.l.f. highlighter pot. I've had this for quite a while. It works just fine. It's just a generic highlighter. With my same brush, I'm going to go over, highlight right here under the eye and upwards like so, just right over my blush like so, and under my eye. I would like to highlight under my eye just a little bit. And of course I do my T-zone, my nose, and a little hit on my chin. So yeah, that is pretty much my full face for my purple. I am going to go ahead and put some setting spray on so that it will stay really good. And I'm going to put some quick lip gloss on so that we can have a finished look. My lip gloss actually came in my May Ipsy bag. I don't know, I guess you say it, but I don't know, it is BUXOM. And this is some of the most awesome lip gloss that I have ever had. It does sting a little bit, but it does have plumping qualities in it as well. But it is very pretty. It is not overwhelming. It is just a little bit of shine, a little bit of pink, and it is gorgeous. So here is the final look for my purple. The NYX palette actually delivered a little bit better than I thought that it would. So I am really happy with this look. I'm really happy with how it came out. And the lip gloss actually looks like that it matches a little bit. So yeah, this is the final product for the purple video, or the first purple video. If you have any questions, if you would like to know any details about any of the products, I'll be more than happy to get that to you. Just put your question in the comments and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your support and I will see you next time.